might have hit a mistake there just toward the end. You didn't hear it though. This is Rock Doo-Wop Changes 2. In the first book, we had the same chord changes, and these are the kind of chords that were in a lot of 60s vocal groups called doo-wop groups, singing songs like Blue Moon and who knows. There was hundreds of songs. I wasn't really into doo-wop myself, but it was more like, I kind of liked different novelty songs of the 60s. And then when the Beatles came out, I just had to play guitar, it's like a lot of us. But in the first doo-wop, in the first book, we did down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Now in this one, we're doing mainly all down strokes. But we're doing little lead-ins, what we call lead-ins to the chords, single note. And you hear this kind of thing a lot in country music, traditional, old school country music. And so this doo-wop thing is about as country as we're going to get in this rock method, but it's similar to a lot of little lead-ins that Johnny Cash might have done, and like toward the end, where it goes, so it sounds a lot reminiscent of I Walk the Line by Johnny Cash. I'm not sure what key that song is in, but it kind of reminds me of that with this. So you've got these little lead-ins, and you're hitting a single note on the downbeat, and then strumming 5 strums with the chord. It's like single note, 3, 2, 2, 3, single note. So every bar starts with a bass note of the chord. Bass note, bass note, G. So it is a little bit challenging, and you might just kind of practice those, and then make sure you're on time playing the first strum of the first time you strum the chord. Get right into the chord, and you may have to practice certain chord changes. And also hitting that single bass note is kind of tricky. It's real easy to hit the wrong string, so you have to be very careful about that. And you want to hit that single note with a little bit of a punch so that it doesn't get swallowed up by the chord strums. And then at the end, you have all these changes from G7, G up to C, C up to F, and then down, like that. And so it's all like 2nd and 3rd frets, open 2nd and 3rd frets. So that's about all. We've had these chords before, so you're already familiar with them. So you shouldn't have a whole lot of trouble with the chords, but adding those lead-ins, and occasionally I get students who ask me, or they say to me they want to take lessons, but they only want to learn chords and just strumming chords. And then if they have a song where it's really important to play single notes like this into the chord change, they just can't do it, or it's just way too hard, and because they're not used to playing any single notes. So that's why I try to do a well-balanced method where we're doing a lot of chord strumming, but not too many. In a week's time, we might learn 2 or 3 new chords. It's not good to try to learn 10 new chords in a week or 20 new chords. As you get a lot better and more advanced, And especially if you play jazz, you have to learn to digest a lot of chords in a short time. But in rock guitar, usually, especially if you're a beginner, changing chords is the most challenging thing. And just simple chords like A, D, and E, like if you've gone through my first method, they were pretty challenging to change, and that's why I gave you several songs like Wild Thing and Gloria and Peggy Sue that had those same three chords to get a lot of practice changing those chords. Because sometimes just you can learn the fingerings of three chords in a week, but you may not be able to change them on time until, for 6 months or more. It'll sometimes takes months and months, and that depends on how much you practice and how diligently you or persistently and stubbornly you stay with it. So these chord changes are challenging, but these are all the basic strumming cowboy chords that we need to know in the beginning. And I give you a lot of specialty chords too, and through these methods. But so have fun with this. I'll play it one more time. These aren't, real polished lessons, so forgive me, okay? So have fun with this, okay? Subscribe and like my Facebook page. Thank you so much.